Rod Kusin and Spooman for Risk on September 9th, 2010, all times on the chart, Central Standard Time. We're demoing a new indicator. This is video 3 of the morning. We're live. So if you haven't looked at the 2 preceding videos, we highly recommend that you go back there and watch these as well so you can see what we've done live. Briefly, this new indicator is in its early stages of development. We haven't completed all of the coding that will ultimately go into this, but we just want to show you the potential. And there are 2 very obvious things that this indicator will do that no other indicator does. Number 1, it'll tell you where the spoos are going to go before they get there. That's kind of nice. Number 2, it'll give you extremely precise trades. Extremely precise. I dare say, based upon everything we've seen thus far, these are perfect trades. Perfect trades. Now, I don't know if you can get better than that. Knock yourself out. Let's look real quick as to what has happened so far this morning, and then we'll talk more about what's happening live. Just to touch on what's happened live, or just what's just recently happened. We had a long trade here with a predictive price level that was just a point above where the market was. Okay? And we knew that based upon certain bars on our indicator. Our indicator showed us that there was going to be, let's go back here, a retracement back to this price level. This bar here is what we call a setup bar. It said the spoos should be moving back to that price. So when we get a setup bar, it says we need to get ready to go long. A long trade is taken when the indicator here shows bars that are above the green line and have a positive slope with a positive colored bar. Positive colored bars are green and white. Negative bars are magenta and yellow. Gray bars are neutral. So here was our setup bar. Right there. That's where the strategy would be looking to go long. Now, the target here, pardon me, the setup bar indicated where the spoos should return to. Now, it doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to get out of the trade there. Doesn't mean that. It just means that's the setup. We should be seeing retracement back up to this line. And you see, that's exactly what occurred. Doesn't mean that we're going to necessarily dump the trade at that point. But even if you had a 4-tick move. Now let's go back and quickly look at some of the other really nice trades that came as a result of this new indicator. Let's go back, right into here. There was a trade with a retracement down to this level here, this price level. Here we are at 350, came down to 1101. Two and a half points. 10-tick move. Here's another short. Now as she came down, we started getting indications of a move back up. So this trade probably wouldn't make you any money. Then we started getting further retracements. All of these lines show us where the spoos are likely going to go. So while we didn't really look for a trading opportunity in that period of time, nevertheless, the indicator was precise in telling us what was about to happen. Now here was the setup. Here's the short. Right there. And ultimately that gets taken out. Okay? Now let's look at why this may have occurred. Right in here, as we get into the low, the indicator starts going positive. So that would have told us to tighten the stop, because ultimately it kept right on moving up. Kept right on moving up. So you could see from the indicator the Spoos were going to be going back up. The indicator gave you a heads up to know to tighten the stop. Now, this was a perfect move. Okay? Here the indicator says we're going back up. Here it says it's going back down. This is a setup for a short trade. Then, as we shorted the market, we got a heads up that the market was going to be moving back up. We get a setup for a long trade, and here it is. So a swing trade here from 475, 350, 5 ticks, and then back up to that point here. Another swing, 350, to 450, or 4. Not much, okay? Not much of a move there. But here's a nice move down. 4 to 250. And back up, okay? All right. All of that very precise based upon this indicator. Now, just to reiterate, what you're seeing on the screen right now is all being done manually based upon what the indicator is telling us. We'd have to take a manual trade. We're drawing these horizontal lines manually. Once we get this coded up, it's automatic. Let's talk about what's happened here. All right, do we have any kind of a setup here? Yeah. We have a setup bar right here. Says the Spoos are coming back down, which is, of course, exactly what you see happening right now. So that price level, 275, as the Spoos move up, we now look for an opportunity to short that trade or short that move because of the short setup taking place here. And you can see where that short comes in. Conditions for a short, we need to be at a new high from the setup, a new high or an equal high, where the indicator, the bars are below the threshold, have a negative slope, and are negative colored bars. It's not here, it's not here, it's not here. It's here, below the line. There's where the strategy would pull the short trade. Pretty cool. I like it. In every instance this morning, there has been no losing trades. Not one. Not one losing trade. Every trade, either we moved a stop to protect our profits, and I'll ignore those instances because nothing was lost. But other than those instances, every one of these trades made money. every one. And what was nice about it is that because you knew where the Spoos were going to go before they got there, you had at least a profit target. So if all you wanted to do is just to pull the trade once the Spoos moved to where the retracement line was, that's fine. So there you have it. This is what I would call the perfect scenario. Okay, perfect trading. And here you go. Came right back down just to where we expected it to go. So we'll go ahead and end that line here. Now we'll continue to watch this to see where we would expect a reversal. Now we have been mentioning through the course of the morning that these retracement lines here at around 1101.5 roughly is really our best potential move, a short trade down to that level. It doesn't mean we're not going to trade long, but that's the direction we like to go. Okay, we should continue to be coming down. That bar here, predictive, we should come back to 02. There it is. The short's working. Now what's kind of nice about this, in addition to all the other good things, let's suppose you're in this short and you see the market coming against you. Well, a lot of traders, when the market goes against them, they just get out. Our traders, however, don't. They don't need to do that. Not if they know what's going to happen. And the market's going to come right back. And we know that because of this bar. This bar here, predictive. Let's make sure. And there you have it. Came right back to where we said it was. Now, see the slope here? That downward slope gives us reason to believe the slope will continue. As this goes down, you're seeing this coming down. Now, looks like we have a setup bar. Okay, here's a setup bar here. So we're going to have to get out of this trade here because, and problem with doing this manually is you may not be able to do everything you want to do as quickly as you want to do it. But market says we're coming back. So we read the market, we read what this says is going to happen. Okay? This bar right here is a setup bar. It says we're coming back to that price level. So what we want to do, we want to look for an opportunity to take a long trade off of a low let's just watch this because we're so close. We're so close to our, there we have it. All right, we hit our first bar at 11:01.25. and we're not quite ready to go into a long trade just yet.